Hello everyone, my name is Uzair Farooq, and today I'll be going over my project 2 part 2, and I'll be talking about the famous Swiss-German artist named Paul Klee and his artwork in the early to mid 1900s. Now the previous project covered a bio, so we'll keep it brief. Who's Paul Klee for those of you that do not know? Paul Klee is a painter that radically changed the way people thought of graphic design, enabling it to evolve into what it is today. He was obsessed with the idea of freeing the mind via graphical design. When most artists in his time clung to the traditional style of painting, staying within the lines, Klee was so far out the line was just a dot. This passionate and wild creativity is what fueled him for his many achievements, including the deep exploration of color theory and abstraction. Now, what about the visual elements and design principles applied in his artwork? Let us analyze a couple of Klee's visual artifacts, starting with one of his very first paintings, the Mount Niaisen. Now, in this painting, Klee used a lot of shapes to portray real-world objects. The mountain is in the shape of a triangle, while the trees and bushes are in rectangular and squarish shapes, applying the concept of cubism. But anyways, the design principle of hierarchy is clear in this painting. When I first looked at it, the deep blue mountain jumped out at me. Whoops. It is also quite cool to see the way Klee applied color in this painting. Although during this time Klee was still struggling with color theory, you can see the brilliant use of darker and lighter blue to create a 3D look of the mountain, right? And there's even a line right here you can see it separates a darker blue. Now the size of the mountain also plays into the hierarchical aspect. There also seems to be the principles of unity, harmony, and balance present. Harmony, for example, is evident. Similar objects are grouped together to give a sense of coherence. These bushes, trees. There seems to be a lot of similarity with the left and right side of the painting as well. I could be talking about this painting forever, but let's continue. Alright, the next painting we'll be examining is The Harbor with Sailing Ships, painting made in 1937. Now this one, in my opinion, is absolutely beautiful. The use of color is just exceptional. Each color plays a perfect role in the painting. Looking closer, you can see that pretty much every color on the color wheel is applied in this painting. Green, blue, orange, red, etc., etc. So the design elements Paul Klee used in this painting are shapes, lines, and colors. The principles he applied are hierarchy. The first object I saw was the biggest orange triangle. By the way, I'm sure you could probably tell, but these triangles represent a ship. More precisely, a ship's sail. Anyway, Klee achieves hierarchy for the following reasons. First, it is the biggest triangle and object in the painting. Second, it is the brightest object in the painting. While the first painting we examined had areas of symmetry, right, in some areas, this painting, on the other hand, is for the most part asymmetrical. There doesn't seem to be any symmetry. What about the aesthetic style and concept? Well, there were a lot of aesthetical styles and concepts utilized, founded, and explored by Paul Klee. Some of them include the concept of abstraction, surrealism, cubism, futurism, and expressionism. I could make a whole other presentation on each of these concepts. However, due to time constraints, I'll be evaluating only one of these styles, abstraction. Now, we're not going to get into color theory, but I believe that a big reason why Klee created such abstract art was due to the influence of his musical background. However, that is also for another presentation, another time. Anyways, Klee believed that the material world shouldn't influence art, but rather art should consist of the metaphysical realm. They pioneered an approach to art making that would become known as abstraction. Objects in Klee's designs would take on a whimsical, fantastical appearance, giving off a sense of almost childlike dreaminess. What about the cultural and societal influences in graphic design? Well, meaningful designs need cultural and societal aspects to make them appealing, engaging, or just overall leave some sort of impact on the viewer. Therefore, cultural and societal factors greatly influence graphic design and vice versa. For example, some cultures may find certain colors to be unlucky and may stray from using such colors. As another example, in India, for a company logo, you would use bright colors, symbolizing joy and happiness. In China, you would try to incorporate the dragon or elements of the dragon into your design, as the dragon is a symbol in Chinese culture for good luck or prosperity. Now, these examples are how globalization and diversity influence graphic design. How about industrialization? Well, during the Industrial Revolution, new technologies were created for either the creation of graphic design or or the distribution of it, therefore reaching more and more people and thus evolving graphic design. So how do designers respond to these influences in their work? Well, we will briefly examine this by looking at Paul Klee and how he responded to cultural influences with his designs. So after World War II, America was seeking new inspiration. This resulted in the migration of European arts. This cultural migration influenced Paul Klee's artwork. So that is that. Conclusion. To conclude, Paul Klee applied various design elements and principles in his paintings and rigorously explored the color theory. Klee has also been variously linked with Cubism, Surrealism, Abstraction, Futurism, and Expressionism. Paul Klee significantly changed the way people looked at graphic design in the past and played a crucial role in shaping graphic design to what it is today. Thank you so much for listening.